crazy shit we get to experience during our nomad life. Here is the last video where I talked about how our host ended up in a hospital. Sunday, February 2nd, 2025, 6 p.m., 4 days after the accident, Randy came home in a wheelchair, one leg and one arm bandaged. Surgery went well and they didn't have to give him any blood transfusions. Because he's a bleeder, they were worried that maybe during the surgery they would need blood for him, but they didn't need it, everything went well. The guy in the car that hit Randy and Rhea on a motor scooter is an old American that was married to a Filipino woman, but the woman died. So because of that, his visa expired and he wasn't allowed to stay in Philippines anymore. So he actually fled the country and I think he paid about 5,000 pesos, that's about $85, bribe money to the police so they wouldn't free up the security cameras that filmed the accident. But Randy knows someone or knows someone that knows someone that talked to someone at the police. So anyways, he managed that the police gave it free. All in all, for all the medical stuff, Randy paid around $3,500 US. In the US, that would have cost probably around $150,000 US. Crazy. Also, apparently, he told me it's easier to get to opium in the Philippines because their laws are not so restricted about that. While they were in the hospital, we caught so many flies in the condo. So Randy has 2 refrigerators and one of them always on and off works. And then it kind of totally stopped working, but he kept food in there and it was so gross. So we threw out most of the food in there because it got bad, it smelled, it got moldy. So we threw all that out. We also cleaned the still functioning fridge. There too, we threw away so much moldy stuff and I also organized it. So we went to the Bureau of Immigrations to extend our visa. When you come into the Philippines, you have to fill out a form for a e-visa, and that allows you to stay in the Philippines for 30 days. We were staying in the Philippines for 46 days, so we needed to extend it. But it's super easy to extend, I just want the money. So on a Thursday around 8:30 a.m. we got a grab car and we went to the Immigration Bureau in Clark, where we were staying. It opens at 8 a.m. But we went inside and they told us we can't do that here, we have to go outside Clark into the real Philippines. Well, I didn't say real Philippines, to Angeles City. I just call it the real Philippines. Here is the video about Clark, Freeport Zone, where we were staying. So anyways, they gave us the location, we took a grab and it took us about 25 minutes to get there. Yes, when you get outside Clark, it really feels much more like the Philippines. Traffic is much more and much crazier. Buildings and people look much more worn down. We got to the mall where the Immigration Bureau is in around 9 a.m. But the mall doesn't open until 10 a.m. Oh, fuck. But we still already could go inside the building. Well, a part of the building was already open. And we actually saw people already filling out forms for the Immigration Bureau. So I was like, okay, let's do that too. So I'm guessing the mall opens at 10 a.m., but the Immigration Bureau in the mall opens already earlier, maybe 9 a.m. or I don't know. Anyways, there were already people there filling out forms, so we did the same. We handed them over and we paid 6,350 pesos for both of us. So that is $109.08. So $54.54 each. So they said it takes them about 2 hours to process. So right there was a grocery store and I thought the grocery store opens at 10 a.m. I think that's what it even said, but there was a guard standing there. Yes, there are guards standing everywhere in the Philippines in front of stores or in the stores and stuff. So it was about 9:25 a.m. and so I asked the guard, it opens at 10 a.m., right? And he said, I can go in now. Nice. Oh man, there were barely any people there. Finally in a grocery store where there are not many people and no lines at the cashier. Oh my gosh, we were almost by ourselves. It was awesome. Also, malls are usually really loud, not just because of the many people there, also announcements or music playing. So very early on, that noise is not there yet, or much less of it. So much better for me to handle. So we picked up our passports and we signed in that book they had there. I didn't see anyone else from the Switzerland signed in those 2 pages that were open and I could see. We got a cool sticker in our passport and that was it. Then we bought some meat and looked around the mall that was open now just for a little bit. Then we took a Grab outside of the mall to go home. Oh yeah, it was the Marquee Mall. So unfortunately, in front of the Marquee Mall, there is no taxi stand like in front of the SM Mall, the mall that's really close by Clark. So we had to take a Grab instead of the cheaper taxi. So we also got some meds shipped for me from the US to the Philippines. We also did that. So unfortunately in Turkey and in the Philippines, they don't have my meds. Well, they kind of do, but not really. Like I need T3 and in Turkey, I think they only have T3, T4 mixed together and 5 times stronger than the one I'm taking. And the desmopressin that I need, I have a spray. They only have it in pill form and I don't want that. And in the Philippines, we couldn't find these 2 either. So on Saturday, February 15th, 2025, my friend Lisa in Reno went to Walmart to pick up my prescription drugs and went to UPS to ship it, but they said they don't send prescription drugs. So Lisa was so nice and she packed them up by herself and brought them back to UPS, but then they said there was something wrong with the address. So we gave Lisa the address that she had to use to ship the medication to. And UPS said there was something wrong, but Lisa, she is so fucking awesome. She figured it out. It was something with a dash. I think a dash was too many, or yeah, one was there where it shouldn't be or something like that. So she figured it out. Anyways, she was able to get it shipped to Johnny Air in New York. My meds for 6 months cost $318.20 and shipping cost $19.15. Of course, there is a, I just saw it, there's a car, a van was driving by with music and some announcement or something. It was nice and quiet before. I really want to finish the video out here. Anyways, my meds for 6 months cost $318.20 and shipping cost $19.15. Of course, I transferred all the money to Lisa. Yeah, Lisa is my savior again. She already brought me the medication from the US to Split, Croatia when we met. Here is the first part of the 2 videos from Split, Croatia. We met there on September 23rd and 24th, 2024. So already then she brought medication for me. So again, thank you so much, Lisa, again for sending my meds to me to the Philippines. You are a real true savior. But we were sweating. We didn't think the meds would get to Randy's home while we were still there. We were leaving early morning on Tuesday, March 4th, 2025. The meds got delivered by courier on Sunday, March 2nd. So 2 days before we had to leave. Awesome, it worked. But we were so sweating it. So it took exactly 15 days for the meds from Reno to get to the Philippines. So yes, 6 more months of my medication. Thank you, Lisa, so much. You're fucking awesome. On March 1st is Randy's birthday. So that was a Saturday, and we actually had the idea to invite Randy and Ria to go out to eat as a thank you and as a farewell. Here I have to make something clear. When I talk about an invitation to invite someone, I'm talking about a Swiss invitation. When in Switzerland, when I tell you, hey, I invite you, that means I pay. I pay. In the US, if I say, hey, I invite you, that just means, ooh, you can join me, but you have to pay for yourself. Sorry, I hate that because I grew up in Switzerland, and for me, an invitation means you get invited, you don't have to pay, it is paid for you. Otherwise, it's not an invitation, it's just, hey, come join me. So we wanted to pay for Randy and Ria to go out to dinner as a thank you and as a farewell. Anyways, Randy liked that idea and he picked the Goji buffet restaurant at the Marriott Hotel, but then he decided to invite a whole bunch of friends as well, and he said, oh, I'm just gonna pay for everyone. So we got invited. So really in the last hour, he decided all that. So super nice. Thank you very much. And we were 11 people. And the best thing was at that goji buffet restaurant, there was also stuff for me as a strict carnivore to eat. More about that in the video Carnivore in the Philippines here, where I talk more about the buffet. So Paul still wanted to invite Randy and Rhea. So on the last day, he invited them for sushi. I didn't go because the last day, no, I can't. I stressed out enough with packing, with organizing everything. I can't go out to eat. No, so I stayed at home and just packed everything up, organized everything, and of course pre-cooking. It sucks so much. The rules for flying keep changing all the times. The allowance, what you can bring with you in the luggage, the weight always keeps decreasing. It's really ridiculous. It sucks so much. And we have so many supplements that we lug around and that are heavy, but that we really need. So yeah, it kind of sucks. To reduce the weight, I left some clothes for Rhea there. 2 dresses, now I don't have any anymore. And 2 long sleeve shirts. Don't need to replace them because everywhere we will go it should be pretty warm while we're in this part of the world. And a sweatshirt jacket, I have another one, so that doesn't matter either. Also the big towels we left there. I need to replace some things in Thailand where I am right now, and actually I already found a dress, so I have a dress again. So when I brought Rhea the 2 first items of my clothes, I saw how happy she was. As I felt like she was really happy, so I tried to find more to give her. Usually it's really hard for me to get rid of things. Yes, honestly, I'm a material girl. I'm materialistic, and already in Reno, before we started the Nomad Life, I had to get rid of almost all my things, and it was so hard. But when you see someone that has less money than you do, and it makes them so happy, it actually becomes easier, and it wasn't hard at all anymore to get rid of those clothes. And I tried to find more and more. Oh, what else could I give her? So yeah, it felt really good. Stay happy, stay healthy.